On KTRS.
It is 8:52, 19 degrees. Jay Kanzler here on the McGraw-Millhaven Show. President-elect Trump is filling out his cabinet, and one of those choices is a St. Louisan, Andrew Puzder. And joining us now on the phone, David Nicholas. You're the business columnist for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Jay.
What do we know about this latest choice by President-elect Trump?
Well, we know that Mr. Puzder and Trump have a shared like of supermodels. Trump is married to one, and Mr. Puzder likes to use them eating burgers in ads for Hardee's and Carl's Jr.
Why don't you give for our listeners a little of the connection between Mr. Puzder and St. Louis?
All right. Well, Puzder worked here, lived here for a long time. He was a local attorney. He did some work for Carl Karcher, the founder of Carl's Jr. and CKE, the parent company, who was having financial problems. He kind of helped him solve those problems. Became the general counsel of the restaurant company and then CEO, which he still is.
Carl's Jr. and Hardee's, famous at least for their very large burgers, but also for their very scantily clad models and actresses and their provocative ads. But Mr. Puzder, he doesn't back down from any of that.
No, he doesn't, and he's also very very controversial on issues of substance. He's very outspoken against regulations. He's been, when he was in St. Louis, he was a prominent supporter of the anti-abortion cause as well. But on issues relative to his new job as labor secretary, he's very opposed to many of the Obama administration regulations on overtime, on joint employer status for franchise companies, on paid sick leave for federal contractors. There's a long list of regulations that he's likely to try to reverse.
Any idea whether his critics will, how outspoken they will be? I've been watching the news lately, and they've already started to come out. I know the Labor Secretary, or former Labor Secretary Robert Reich, is very opposed to the nomination of Andrew Puzder.
Oh, I think and clearly labor unions are very opposed and very worried about what he can do to their interests. I think there'll be a lot of opposition. I don't know if that translates into enough votes in the Senate to hold him up. I suspect that with the Republicans in firm control, Mr. Trump will probably get the man he wants, and unless they discover some red flags, which haven't come to light so far.
Speaking with David Nicholas, business columnist for St. Louis Post-Dispatch. On the flip side, obviously President-elect Trump believes in Mr. Puzder, and probably he has other very strong supporters. What about Mr. Puzder makes him qualified to be the head of the Labor Department in this administration?
Well, he is. He does not have sort of public policy experience, but he is he is a lawyer, and he's an experienced business CEO, which Trump has promised to run a pro-business administration. I think that's what we're going to get in Andy Puzder.
Is his business, he's still the CEO of CKE, which is Carl's Jr.'s and Hardee's.
Right.
Now, they used to be located or had offices here, is that correct?
Well, they do. The Hardee's division is based here. Once Puzder took control, he moved Hardee's to St. Louis from North Carolina, but now they're in the process of moving to Nashville, where he's locating the parent company, and that's also part of his anti-tax, anti-regulation. he complained about high taxes in California, where CKE was headquartered. So he moved them to Tennessee, which has no personal income tax. And he's also criticized Missouri's income tax, which is not all that high, but he said that the business will benefit by being in a low tax state in Tennessee.
Right. We occasionally see those pictures of the president-elect sitting on his plane eating McDonald's food. Are we going to now see the president restrict himself to Hardee's and Carl Jr.'s?
I suspect that Andy will make sure that Trump has access to all the Hardee's or Carl's burgers that he wants.
David Nicholas, business columnist for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
All right, my pleasure.
It is 8:58.